Welcome viewers, and you might remember a few weeks ago we rode the BMW HB2 Enduro, a bike from 20 years ago that was designed to be the best off-road adventure bike a BMW could be. We enjoyed it, and now it's a classic. But since then, adventure bikes have been getting bigger and bigger, until now. This is the new BMW R12 G/S that was loaned to us by the good people at BMW East Rand. It's a homage to the first GS, the R80, which at the time was called a G/S, before the later models were just called the now common GS. So this one is a G/S. Someone we thought would really enjoy this is Mr. Glenn Foley. So we roped him in from his busy schedule and told him to get riding.
Okay, so yesterday I was out working, the guys phoned me, they said, you're going to take a day off, you're going to come and ride a bike that you really love. They couldn't have got it more correct. This R1200 GS is just, it's so much fun. There's a few reasons for that. Number one, my feet can touch the floor. Look at this, it's comfortable, it's light, it's easy. Everything fits, handlebars are in the right place, easy to ride. GS 1200 engine, man, it's cool. It's got creamy power, it's got a solid bottom end. I was a little bit worried. You saw us going up and down the mountain there. It might stall and stop all over the place. It doesn't. You get onto the road, you open the throttle, poof, it's gone. Guys, I'm going to have to ride this thing a little bit longer if you'd excuse me, but I'm going to tell you right now, if the price is right, there may just be one of these in my garage soon. It's a bike I could use every day quite happily.
Well, we will get to the price later. First, let's see what we have. The styling is obviously based on the original R80 G/S from 1980, a somewhat iconic look from a time when GS's were all about simple off-road machines. This matches that theme quite nicely.
The new R12 is quite a piece of kit. The boys were absolutely correct when they said that I would love it. I've always loved the kind of retro look. Let's go over these rocks. And the beauty of a scrambler like bike like this is that you can just head off and go exploring. In a nutshell, this bike is small and it's super comfortable. Everything is well placed. I love the simplicity. There's kind of 3 rider modes, ABS, and that's as far as I've explored.
Indeed, there are 3 power modes, together with ABS and traction control. That small TFT dash is also available as an analog clock alternative, which is nice. That boxer twin motor is from the original R1200 GS, not the liquid cooled version, but the old school air and oil cooled variety. It was known as being a hardy workhorse, producing 109 horsepower and 115 Newton meters of torque that is fed to the rear wheel via the traditional BMW shaft drive.
I'm looking for, I know that there used to be a little trail up this mountain. I want to see how it copes up there. There we are. And this is where I'm sure the boxer motor will come into play. You put it into, what am I in, first gear? It's got a very simple little clear, easy to read dash, no fancy TFT stuff here. It tells me I'm in first gear, it tells me I'm in enduro mode, which makes the power perhaps a little bit softer than street. Look at this, it just walks up the hill in first gear. I've got to tell you, I've been out riding most of the day and I haven't managed to stall the bike or fall over or anything once, and that's something that people really do want to know about.
The frame is sturdy steel piping, with adjustable upside down forks and an adjustable rear shock. They have a travel of 210 millimeters, which is not class leading, but pretty darn good. The wheels are obviously spoked, with a 17-inch rear, and more so, for the first time in many years, we have a BMW with a 21-inch front wheel. All this adds up to a wet weight of 229 kilograms.
And a second thought, they've moved as far away from the GSs as they possibly can in terms of styling and stuff, where they've all gone modern and big and huge. They've gone in the opposite direction, with us focusing more on the ride experience than just out and out travel. And I like the GS13s, but I've always found them very big and very intimidating. They are super for what they are, but this bike just makes life easy. You saw that on a big adventure, maybe not so happy going up and down this hill with all the rocks. With it being low, you'd worry about ground clearance. You'll see the photographs. I haven't managed to smack a rock. Look, I'm not going to go and do proper rock gardens on this bike. I don't even know what it costs, but it's not my motorbike. But it's got good ground clearance. And I'll tell you this, it's quite big and long, but with it being low to the ground, it's easy to turn around, which is a pleasure when you're doing photos and filming for things like the bike show. This bike you can ride as fast as you like or as slowly as you like, and it's just easy. And I know what Donovan's going to say. He says, what don't you like about it? I think the one thing I might not like is the fact that it has a fob, because in our line of business, when people swap rides and things, some fool rides off with a fob and then you sit on the side of the road. What's wrong with keys, guys? Put a key in, life's good, life's happy.
The standard seat is a single unit, shaped in a similar fashion to that of an enduro bike, with lots of room for the rider to move around. There is the option of a passenger seat though. Also, there's no luggage rack. But there are several options of soft luggage, including a top bag, side bags, tank bags, and so on, which is all probably a better idea for off-roading than hard luggage, which will probably snap off after the first big bump.
I'm super impressed. This is a lekker fun bike to ride. It's the kind of bike that I could absolutely ride every day. In fact, when I saw it this morning, when I went out for a cup of coffee, because I wasn't sure what they were talking about, it was standing outside our office. I actually put the chair down and I just sat there quietly. I wouldn't say watching the sunrise, because anyone who knows me knows I'm not up before sunrise. And I just sat and looked at it. It's littered with all the option 719 stuff, which makes it even more pretty. I'm not sure what it's supposed to look like in standard, guys, because I've done no research on this bike. I wish that BMW SA had given us a tow in when it first arrived. But I'm sure mighty glad that the folks at BMW East Rand have given us a ride. It is absolutely brilliant. Really, really. You need to go and ride one.
This bike is available in 3 color schemes: a matte black, a white, red and blue version that matches the original G/S looks. This color scheme though is from the BMW 719 options list. Now we move on to the price. In base trim, it's 273,000 Rand. But after you've added goods to it, including electronic goods like cruise control, heated grips, hill hold control, connectivity.
Something I haven't mentioned is the fact that it's got quick shifter up and down. And in my opinion, that should be mandatory on every new motorbike that comes out of any factory in the whole world. This just makes life easy. And it talks to you. You get down. Oh, so lekker.
Yes, that. Plus guards and colours and all sorts, you are now north of 300,000 Rand. Which begs a very important question. Is it worth it? Well, we wish it were less. But that's just how much bikes cost these days. It is, at the moment, the most off-road capable motorcycle BMW makes. And that should mean a lot. especially to the off-road fanatical South Africans. If you want to see for yourself, the bike came from BMW East Rand, so go and have a look. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now we've got some Suzuki news for you, and on the 40th anniversary of the GSXR, from the first GSXR back, the GSXR 750, back in 1985, Suzuki has announced a new GSXR 1000. This is excellent news, of course. Let's look at some details. Firstly, they will not be doing the base GSXR 1000 anymore. It'll only be the GSXR 1000R. That comes up with beefed up suspension and is a bit more racy. The frame will stay exactly the same. That's the aluminium frame. Stays exactly the same. The suspension stays exactly the same. The weight stays exactly the same. 203 kilograms. That's all good. Of course, there are some bold new graphics. In this case, there will be 3 different ones. That's blue, yellow, and red. And they will be coming with a 40-year anniversary mark. Now, one thing that is added to the chassis is the option of a wing, carbon fiber wing. It's 2 little carbon fiber wings on the top fairing like that, but that is an optional extra. Apart from that, same brakes, same suspension, same absolutely everything. Where the big changes come is in the motor. Now, the sort of design of the motor, the layout of the motor, still 4-cylinder, same bore and stroke, same all of that, 999 cc. But what they have changed is, and I'll read it to you, internal components such as the injector, the cylinder heads, the camshafts, the valves, the pistons, and the crankshafts. So there we go. That's quite a bit. Now, a few highlights. They've increased the compression by quite a lot, which is good news. The pistons are lighter. That's good news. The valves are a little bit wider, and there's bigger fuel injection. And that all sounds like a lot of good stuff. So we're going to get a lot of performance. And the outcome of that is, while the previous bike pushed out 199 horsepower, this one, 193. Similarly, the torque was 117, now it's 110. What the hell's going on? Well, simple reason. They've had to make this bike Euro 5 Plus compliant, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal. You'll notice on most of the manufacturers, including Ducati, all of them, they've come out with bikes that don't really change. If anything, they become a little bit heavier, make a little bit less power, because to meet those emission standards is so difficult. They're putting all of their R&D, all of their engineers, everything they've got just into meeting these laws. And sometimes they can meet the laws. Sometimes, as with this, they have to kind of drop the power a little bit just to meet it. But this is all bureaucracy in play, and quite frankly, I think it's making bugger all difference to anything. It makes this much difference in a world. Anyway, let's not get into that debate. What they have changed is durability. They have told us that the bike will be far more durable. And that is good news, because many of these super bikes end up as track bikes anyway, or at least fast road bikes. So what they've done is they've made the bike more capable of taking more performance goods. So you can take a whole lot of performance options, flash the ECU, exhausts, whatever you like, to make it more racy. And then it won't meet the Euro emission standards, but they do meet it in standards. So you can then take the bike, put a whole lot of aftermarket stuff and make a lot more horsepower, and the bike will be more reliable, more capable to take it. So they're kind of saying, well, we've met Euro 5 emissions, we can sell the bike, but we're giving you the option, you the room to make it faster. So that is good news. Bad news is they haven't announced prices yet, and usually, you know, all this R&D and all of that costs a lot of money, so that's really not good news. But anyway, good news, Suzuki GSXR 1000 is going to be on sale. It's going to carry on going on for sale. That's excellent news. Well done, Suzuki. Thank you so much. Last little bit of tidbit. You may remember a little while ago we announced that we're doing the Jericho ride. Jericho ride 2025. It's happening on the 7th of September. We meet at Mulligan's Pub and Restaurant near Hardebeespoort at 8 o'clock on that Sunday morning. If you have a road legal off-road bike, off-road capable bike, please come along. It's a good ride. It's going to take most of the day, but it's worth it. We end up on top of this magnificent rocket. It's a great ride up the canal rides before that. So yeah, come along. If you want to know more about it, look up Jericho Ride 2025 on Facebook. It's under the Hero Riders South Africa Facebook group. Have a look. Come and join us. It is free. It's brought to you by Hero Rides. Thank you very much to Hero Motorcycles for helping us out with that. Go to Facebook for more. Welcome back. Now, you might remember last week when Ferrari the fearless hero XPulse, celebrated his 3rd birthday, and to celebrate we fitted him with some fat tacky tyres. These fat tackies were Dunlop D606 dual purpose off-road tyres. And they are dual purpose and road legal, even if they look like full knobblies that should be used on an enduro bike. Now that they are fitted, we've come to the parking lot of Carnival City in Brakpan, where we are joining Glenn Foley, his sons Tristan and Kyle, and friend Mark. They run a company called Family Adventures, where they organise off-road rides for people. Well, the following weekend, they will be hosting the Suikerbos ride, and I'm joining them today to recce the route, and to get a taste of what it takes to put together one of these events. While they are all riding full plastic bikes, I will of course be on Ferrari, and we'll get to see if these tyres really work or not. And so we move off. And here we go, straight into the off-road. Ferrari's original tyres were decently off-road, but nothing close to what we have now. And of course you can feel it. So I've been getting very used to the way Ferrari feels. I mean, over 3 years with the same type of tyres, the same sort of feeling, and now it feels very different. Like the way it turns, the way the bars work. And normally I'm not someone who's very sensitive to this sort of thing, but I feel it. I mean, you know, it's look at him. He's so like tall and good looking and young and talented and intelligent and got his whole life in front of him and so much to look forward to, and makes me feel sick. It's disgusting. But Ferrari feels a bit weird, not like a bad way, but just different. It's like not quite the same motorbike. However, nothing bad has happened so far. You know, this is a fairly sort of straightforward. The old tyres would have worked perfectly well on this bit, but somehow these feel a bit more confident. And I don't even know how to say it, because it's not like, you know, the old tyres used to like squirm and move around and all of that. No, it's just these feel a little bit more planted, like it follows the road slightly better, and just I like it. It's good. So far it's good. It's really good. I should have done this years ago. 3 years ago. As it happens, Mother Nature thought she should test these tyres too. So they got this thing called Murphy's Law, whereby if the worst thing that can possibly happen will happen. It's been disproven many times. However, it seems to keep happening. You see, winter in Johannesburg, there is no rain at all, unless you're going for a ride the next day, in which case miraculously it comes pouring down the night before. And judging by the consistency of this water, it's not just water. And I went much deeper than I thought I would. We're moving. I'm pretty sure without these tyres, I would have just stood still. Look at that! I got through! I didn't die! I didn't submerge! And with that we began our quest, to recce out the route for Glenn's ride. Mostly the ride follows railway tracks because these tracks conveniently have a dirt maintenance road following alongside them. But there are a bunch of paths that go off on tangents, and it's those that really need checking. Sometimes it goes well, and sometimes not. Oh, those brave warriors on the hill, surrounded by their loyal subjects, the cows. Let me join them. Oh, that was a brilliant idea, apart from the canal in front of us. Otherwise excellent. It's like it used to be a bridge, now it's, you know, an X-bridge. Check here. So he marks it with a spray can. But here's the thing, right? You know, that's a danger. So there we go. 3 marks like that means danger. In other words, don't hit that thing, because it's, you know, it's quite solid, and your bike will sort of stay where it was, and you'll sort of carry on going, and that usually doesn't end well. So yeah, they do that. But what is it? It's a collapsed bridge. I think so.
Apart from checking the route, is marking it, and that's quite a task.
There we go, lots of stickers. Again, you know, the whole point of this is that the people doing this route, they have to always be able to see a sticker or a spray paint or something. That's the way you know, and they feel confident. When they're going off and there's nothing, they can't see anything, you're always kind of thinking, how am I going the right way? So that over there is 3, which means danger. I don't know what the danger is, but I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I can see there's another orange tag there. So people that went past that tag will see that orange tag, feel much better about their life and have a great time. And they'll want to give Glenn more money. Good people.
Beyond that, much of the route goes into farmlands, so each farmhouse needs to be visited and the farmer kept in the loop. Although sometimes that's not possible. With this being the case, we had to phone the farmer, but luckily all is getting sorted out. For some farmers, things are going even less well. However, with that, it was back to the route.
Oh boy, look at this. Okay, that's not small. Basically go off the edge of a cliff. Are we all doing that? Me! You go first! So, they bravely nominated me to go first. It's a bit of a strap off here. I'm so nervous. What is in these deep... Oh, the rocks are moving. Oh, I'm off. And I'm going. And I'm still going. My feet are wet, but I'm alive. I'm alive to feel my wet feet.
While most of it went well, not everything was perfect.
Alright. Apparently we have to be on that side. That looks terrible. Let's go. Nothing for it. Certain death awaits us. And I'm stuck. 1, 2, 3, hop. This is what happens when you follow Foley. There we go.
It was our job to ensure that all routes are possible. It was a job we took very seriously. Once all the wildlife was cleared, we had to find out if it was doable. Which it was, provided you went the right way. If you went the wrong way, well... And after an entire day of back and forth, Glenn and crew were happy with the route. And I was happy with Ferrari. He always made me proud, going places no one thought he could. But now, he can do it better and even more confidently than before, even when the gods of mud would rather you turned around.